Hello chat, welcome to tonight's live stream. First person in the chat, the Snowy Planet. Hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for being here. Looks like my camera's a little out of focus, but hopefully it'll come into focus in just a second. It usually just takes a second. There we go. But thank you everybody for being here. We have people coming into the chat. Oh, you guys are flooding. Oh, I really appreciate you guys coming in. Thank you so much for being here. Alright, well, I've learned that the first, minute or two of engagement, especially on the short form, is apparently the most important. So, we're gonna be just jumping into it as soon as possible. Alright, Celestial VR is also in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. The Snowy Planet, Celestial VR, thank you. If you guys haven't been on any of the recent streams that I've done, the first Friday of every month, which is today, coincidentally enough, is the day that we come up with a new monthly goal that surrounds one of the 12 aspects of health from my personal program that I've created for myself and for others that helps with self-improvement, self-evaluation, and self-care. So, last month, we had a focus on mental health. And the goal that we came up with as a community for the mental health month was to focus on letting ourselves be aware of our own needs. So it's very easy to be there to help other people, support other people, especially our friends, people we care about. But more often than not, it's more difficult for us to accept help from anybody else. And so our goal for February was to practice accepting help, practice being aware of ourselves and how we're doing. It's good to be there. Oh, goodness, sorry. My headset's all messed up. It's good to be there for your friends, but it's even more important, I would say, to show up for yourself. Because if you don't take care of yourself, how are you supposed to take care of other people? It's the breathing mask on the airplane. It's the same concept, right? How can you help somebody put their breathing mask on if yours isn't on? So, we had a lot of interesting insights from our members of the Discord server, which is where these goals are supported. It's where we keep each other accountable and we chat about them, and we have updates regularly. Now, we didn't have as much engagement as we did for our January goal, which was about physical health, and that goal was submitted to us to go on a walk outside once every week, and we did pretty good on that. A lot of people enjoyed that. They said they enjoyed the time outdoors. Doughboy coming into the chat, thank you so much for coming. Awesome to have you here. Doughboy asked what game we're playing today, and that is up to the chat. The game that we play tonight is totally up to you guys. You guys will be voting, and basically whatever you guys want me to play is probably what I'm going to end up playing. But I might play a game with you guys, or I've been telling people that today most likely ads. Oh my gosh. Honestly, totally forgot that I had ads because I recently canceled my YouTube Plus or YouTube Premium subscription just to save some money. So we might have some ads halfway through. Whoops. But I honestly probably won't be playing the music for that long in the background. Snowy Planet said, yo, I'm getting a snack. Should I have a sandwich or toast? It depends what kind of sandwich. If you're going to have a sandwich, still toast the bread. Start by toasting the bread and then see how you feel, right? Because a sandwich with toasted bread, perfect. So start with toasting the bread. And then once you have it in your hands, you can be like, do I want to eat this? Or now that I've put some effort into it and made it toast, do I want to put some stuff in between it? I would say start by making toast, and then you can decide if you want to make a sandwich with that toast, or if you just want to put butter on the toast. Alright, so, first things first, we need to vote. We need to vote on the month of March. What is our self-improvement category for the month of March? I'm going to put a poll in the chat. I think I can put a poll. How many? I can only do 4. I can only do 4. Well, that's okay. So what we're going to do, this is part of the perks of being on the Discord server, is that you guys get to vote ahead of time on which aspects of health we might be focusing on. So there was a poll up for, I think it was a week or it was 3 days, that allowed users to vote ahead of time for the March theme that we'll decide on in this show, in this stream. So we had a couple of winners, and we're gonna submit that to you. I'm gonna take the top 4 and put them in the poll here. Ooh, it's an interesting one. Okay. I'm going to submit to you guys. Here are the top, I'm going to give you the top 4 options for like which aspect of health we're going to focus on and make a goal on for the month of March. Which aspect of health should we dedicate to for the month of March? Alright, so everybody go ahead and vote. The first one is intellectual. Ooh, while I'm talking about this, I might as well change the format. The first is intellectual, and which got 5 votes in the Discord server, and then followed by social health, which got 4 votes in the Discord server. And then a bunch of others were tied for 3 votes: emotional, nutritional, spiritual, and financial health. Personally, I'm kind of in the middle of figuring out financial health myself, so I'm not like, I don't know if I can give advice on that one. We can still put it in though. Or you know what? Actually, let's choose 2 finalists first. So we got 4 tied for 3rd and 4th place. So why don't we, let's do this. Emotional health, nutritional health, spiritual health, and financial. Which 2 should make it to the final vote for March? Alright, let's submit this poll to you guys. Go ahead and vote in the poll. I'd like to hear what you guys think. So, the top 2 that we have are intellectual and social health, so we'll get to that in a second. In the meantime, though, we have this poll, which is to figure out the 3rd and 4th place of what we're going to vote on. So, which 2 should make it to the final vote for March? We have emotional health, which, if you'll turn your eyes to the graphic that I have on the screen, goodness, why is this so bright? It does not need to be that bright, goodness. Turn your attention to the graphics on the screen. Emotional health involves understanding, managing, and expressing your feelings. And if you guys have been here earlier and you're noticing that this graphic looks differently, that's because it does. I've been working on it, and I've been summing up, I think, a little better what each aspect is about. So, emotional health, understanding, managing, and expressing your feelings in a healthy way. Then we have nutritional health, which is different from physical health. Physical health is what you do with your body. Physical health is what you do with your body and how you take care of it. And nutritional health is more about what you consume, what you put into your body, and how it affects you. So emotional, nutritional, spiritual health also got 3 votes. Spiritual health is awareness of your soul and practicing, keeping in tune with your values and your morals, right? And then the last one that got tied with 3 votes was financial health. Financial health actually doesn't necessarily need to mean your money, and a lot of people are like, okay, but financial health, people think that money creates happiness, and it doesn't. While that is true, money doesn't create happiness. It is important to manage your resources in order to meet your needs, right? So financial health does play a part in our livelihood as people, managing our resources and our earnings to meet our needs. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wait to see the votes that are put in. We have 1 vote for emotional health so far in the chat, and we have a 2nd vote for spiritual health. I'll leave it open for a couple more minutes. At 6:15 I will close the poll and we'll start the new, actually no, at 6:13 I'm going to close this poll and we're going to start the new one. So hopefully at 6:15 we can have voted on what our final what our final aspect of health is going to be. Doughboy says, I picked spiritual because I want to make my best friend happy. Aw, that's nice. Working with friends and such might also align with social health, which is in the final vote that we're going to have. So I'm going to quickly share this stream to let people know that we're here and that it's happening. Let's go ahead, let's share. Should I share the long form or the short form? Because I don't know. Which one should I do? Let's share the short form. Why not? I don't know. Let's share the long form. Let's just do that. All right, we got a lot of people coming into the chat. Thank you everybody so much for being here. There's currently a poll going on. We're working on self-care and goal setting. So we're voting on 4 aspects in the chat right now. Go ahead, and even if you're just sticking around for a minute, cast a vote. Cast a vote on what aspect of health, of self-improvement, of self-care we're going to focus on for the month of March. We have 1 vote for emotional health, 1 vote for spiritual health. In the next minute or so, the poll's going to close, but we're going to come back with a bigger poll. Let's go ahead. We're going to post on Facebook. Wow, this thing just blinded everybody. I'm so sorry. I also did not mean to do it there. That's my bad. Okay, let's go ahead and just post this. Oh wait, no, I need that link, apparently. Alrighty. Posting that so people on Facebook know that this is happening. Let's go ahead and find if the final votes for the poll. It looks like emotional health and spiritual health make it into the final. Somebody said, me using the butter then suddenly losing my knife. How do I accomplish that? You know what that gives, actually? That's giving in How to Train Your Dragon when Hiccup's like, oh, the gods hate me. Some people lose their knife or their mug. Well, no, not me. I managed to lose an entire dragon. How did you lose your knife? Where did it go? Dan the Breaking News Man in the chat. Dude, it's TheOtherJames. Dude, it's Dan the Breaking News Man, which is incredible. It's so nice to see you. I hope you're sticking in for at least a little bit. Before you go, we actually have a poll that we're voting in right now, and I could actually use you. In the poll real quick. If you're sticking around, Dan, it's awesome to see you. So we're looking at 4 aspects of health, and we need to vote on which one we're going to focus on in the month of March. The first one is intellectual health. If you will redirect your eyes to the graphic on the screen, intellectual health is exercising your mind using creativity and critical thinking. It's all about education. Mental health is more about psychology, while intellectual health is more about education and learning, right? The second one, social health. Social health is managing and maintaining healthy relationships with the people around you. Social health. Okay. Intellectual, social, and then we just voted on emotional health, which is managing, understanding, managing, and expressing your feelings, which is very important, right? It's adjacent to psychological health or mental health, right? And then the last one is spiritual health, which is a focus on, inner peace, peace with oneself, meditation if necessary, any religious practices, but also at base value, spiritual health is maintaining and exercising your personal values and morals. So, vote on the theme for March. All right, starting the poll in the shorts chat. I'm also going to go throw it in the long form chat because we have people there as well. Everybody, please go vote intellectual, social, emotional, or spiritual health. Dan the Breaking Newsman saying you can't see me. It's true, I can't, unfortunately. I know I said it's nice to see you, but I know I technically lied. I apologize. The Snowy Planet. It's like a ghost town in my house. I'm the only one still up.
Since adding 4 cool meals into
Oh, more ads. That's okay. Bye, ads. It looks like my computer is the light source illuminating my face, but I promise I actually have a floodlight right here. Yeah. Anyway, Joshua in the long form chat is asking, are you sending this chart somewhere? This chart is available on the Discord server. So if you're on the Discord server, you can go to the monthly goals channel, and it's a forum, and you'll be able to see the pinned thread, which has this chart, the old version of it and this newer version of it, which was recently updated and put in there. So yes, it is available. You can find it on the Discord server. If you guys think, oh, I'd really like this somewhere else as well, then let me know. Okay, in the poll, we've got 2 votes for spiritual health and 1 vote for emotional health. Interestingly enough, we don't have any votes for intellectual or social yet. And that's interesting because those are the 2 top voted on the Discord server. So, wow, we have a ton of people coming in the chat right now. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Before you leave, if you want to vote in the chat, would really, really appreciate it. We're currently coming up with the self-care goal for the month of March. Also, sponsor of today's live stream, W Energy Drinks. Healthy. They get rid of all the junk in a lot of the name brand energy drinks, and they taste freaking fantastic. Here's an example of one of their... Oh, goodness. You guys can't even see that. Here's an example of one of their packs. This is Dragonade, which is a combination of dragon fruit and lemonade, and it's pretty good. Right now, I won't even lie. I'm not even going to pretend. This is water, and that's because lemonade will not help my voice while on stream. But if I'm wanting a nice drink, all you have to do is just add it to the water, right? It's just a powder pack, and it's delicious. So if you guys want to use the code in my description, you can get a huge deal. You can get a huge percentage off if you use that code in my description at checkout. I'm pretty sure the code is TheOtherJames. I really should know. I should know off the top of my head. But, I mean, find it in the description, copy paste it. It's there. Go to the website, buy some W because it's great. And you'll be helping to support my channel as well if you use the code. Okay. Shameless little sponsored plug right there. I'm going to put the poll in the long form chat real quick. Vote for the theme for March. Vote on the theme for March. It's going to be intellectual, social, nutritional, or spiritual. Nutritional or spiritual. What do we want to focus on for this month? Just double checking the poll in both chats. Any other votes that we can get in would be awesome. It would be fantastic to have you guys vote. Excuse me. We got another vote in the in the short form chat. We have another vote. Somebody voted for social health. Okay, so we got 1 for social, 1 for emotional, and we got 2 for spiritual right now. So it's starting to lean spiritual a little bit. Let's see if anybody in the long form chat wants to throw in a vote as well. At 6:25, we will officially close this vote. And so you guys got 4 minutes to throw in your votes. Dan the Breaking Newsman said, you put emotional, not nutritional. Oh, you're right. I'm so sorry. My bad. You're right. I did that wrong. Well, I'm glad you pointed that out to me because nutritional was one of the options earlier in like the tiebreaker. I forgot clearly, so that's my bad. But that's okay because it doesn't look like nutritional would get any votes. Emotional, however, yes, it's intellectual, social, emotional, and spiritual. All right, so we got 4 minutes. While you guys are voting, as soon as we're done with this vote, I'm gonna put out the poll for what game we should play. But in the meantime, once we decide the aspect of health, we're gonna come up with our goal. And if it seems like I'm moving fast, or maybe I'm moving slow, I have no idea. If it seems like I'm moving fast, it's because I'm trying to keep myself on at least like a bit of a time crunch, right? Not a time crunch, but like on schedule, I guess, right? Because if we start the stream at 6 and it's 6:30 before we start any of the exciting stuff, because this is technically supposed to be the intro, I want to give this proper time, but I think 25-30 minutes is good, right? If we're going over that, then it's like, oof, who's watching this for that long? Like, you guys are crazy. Why do you even watch me? I'm just kidding. Dan the Breaking Newsman said, I'll be your YouTuber sidekick, and I'm totally down for that. Absolutely. In fact, collab sometime? Why not? The Snowy Planet? No. The Snowy Planet said, play Geometry Dash. And there's actually already a video about that. And I sucked. I sucked so bad. I'm gonna find it for you real quick because it's absolutely horrendous. Give me a second. Go to my gaming playlist. I'll link it in the chat so that you can see it. If you go to see it, come right back. You know. The gaming. My gaming playlist. Where is it? Geometry Dash. Where is it? I promise you I did it. Is it not in my gaming playlist? What do you mean? Okay, I'm gonna go to my studio instead. Because I don't know where it is. Alright, any extra votes? 1 more minute. We got 1 more minute. Any extra votes that want to be thrown in the chat, do it now. We got 1 vote for intellectual. Death Star's in the chat. Death Star, welcome. You got 1 minute. Throw a vote in the chat for which aspect of health we're doing in the month of March. We got 1 vote for intellectual, 1 for social, 1 for emotional, but we've got 2 votes for spiritual. So throw in your votes. You guys got 1 minute. Alright, let's see. Search my content. Geometry. Playing Geometry Dash until I die. Yep, that's it. It was one of my shortest videos. I'm not even joking. Like, I couldn't make this up. It's true. How can I... Hello? Oh, copy link. There it is. Okay, throwing it in the chat for you guys. Here's my attempt at playing Geometry Dash. It's not great. Death Star drew a new profile picture. That you did. It looks great. Alright. The vote is now officially closed. And the winner for the month of March is Spiritual Health. I'm super excited. This is amazing. This is fantastic. We got one vote for all of them, but Spiritual Health got 2 votes. So, very exciting. All right. Okay. So, talking about spiritual health, let's look at our graphic real quick. Spiritual health is all about the awareness of your soul, having peace with one's inner self. It may include meditation or religious practices if you have any, but at its base value, spiritual health, practicing good spiritual health, is about keeping in line with your personal values and morals. So, now what I need from you guys in the chat, in the next 5-ish minutes, we're going to come up with a goal for this month. A community goal. January's goal was really successful. A lot of people participated. We want to come up with something that people can participate in, people can check in on, people can measure, but also that's pretty low pressure, right? We're just starting off with this system. February's goal was a good one, or it was a good thing to focus on, but it wasn't as interactive as January's, right? January was go on a walk once a week outside and take a picture and post it in the Discord chat, which worked amazingly. February's was more of like, think about this thing and tell us your thoughts about it. And it was kind of like, right? That's like not a super solid goal. It was still a good thing to think about. It was actually, I'm going to talk a little bit probably later about how last month's goal was actually the timing in my personal life was incredible. It was absolutely riveting for me. The Snowy Planet just came back from watching my Geometry Dash video. Bro lasted 5 seconds on Geometry Dash. I think it was actually less than that. I think it was less than 5 seconds, and I'm fairly confident in saying that. I'm pretty sure it went dun 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 dun, and then I died. Literally on the first. Well, I don't want to spoil it. Anybody who hasn't seen it, you should go watch it. It's an old video, but yeah, it makes me rage. It does. It's true. Okay, so please in the chat, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What are some goals we can do to practice our spiritual health? A very simple one could actually be journaling. Journaling is something that encourages good spiritual health. There's things like meditation, right? Journaling, however, ooh, we got an ad. It's okay. Journaling is something that's actually very measurable. It's very attainable. There's a what is it called? SMART goals. That's what I was thinking of. A SMART goal is something that's specific, right? What do we want to accomplish? What new habit do we want to encourage? M is for measurable. A is for achievable. R is for relevant to the current theme, right? And T is time bound, right? So we already got the T, right? We're talking in this month, right? We're talking in this month, but we can go even further. Like January's was once a week, do this thing, right? And R, we want it to be relevant to spiritual health, obviously. Achievable, we want to make sure that it's a goal that isn't too intimidating, right? We want to make sure that it's a healthy goal to encourage more, to encourage this habit building among everybody in the community. No pressure, no comparison, comparing yourself to somebody else who's doing the goal as well. And then we want it to be measurable, something like, oh, do this many times, or how often you do this, or how high you get, or there's tons of different ways that we could measure a goal. And then specific, we want it to be, I think February's goal suffered because it wasn't specific, it wasn't measurable. And I guess it was kind of time bound because it was in a month. It was relevant and it was achievable, but it wasn't specific or measurable, right? There wasn't a whole lot of a challenge. And so actually we didn't get a whole lot of engagement with it, which is fine. But let's talk in the chat. I want to discuss. Also, Death Star said 3 seconds max for Geometry Dash, and that's probably what happened. The Snowy Planet said, I once said to my mom, I don't like chips. They're too potato-y. Who doesn't like potatoes? You could boil them, you could mash them, you could stick them in a stew. I mean, there's so many things you could do with them. Anyway. So, let's discuss. I don't want to come up with a goal by myself. I want to actually hear from you guys on what you want, what you guys want to focus on. Especially, hey, if you voted on the spiritual health, speak up. Speak in the chat. I want to hear what you guys think. Right? What kind of goal could we use for the spiritual health? There's things like journaling. There's things, we could focus on something religion specific. Like we could focus on prayer or reading scripture or something like that. But it also doesn't have to be religion specific. Spiritual health is not just for people who are religious or even for people who identify as spiritual. Spiritual health is and should be for everyone. Because it's just about you being in touch with yourself and practicing, values and morals. It could even be something like, now I'm racking my brain here, but I need some people in the chat to give some ideas. Snowy Planet said, "I love potatoes, but for some reason chips suck." Well, I mean, yeah, if you don't like crunchy potatoes, then sure, that's fine. Death Star said, "Samwise Gamgee reference." Exactly. Death Star. Death Star's a real one. Okay, so if we have people in the chat, I see you guys. I see you in the chat, and I know that you're there. I see you guys lurking. Give me some ideas. Give me some ideas while I drink from my Dubby sponsored cup. What is this called? This isn't a cup. Is it a cup? It's a bottle. It's not quite a bottle. A mug? It's not a mug. Flask? What is this called? I guess it's a water bottle. It doesn't feel like a bottle though. Anyway. Dubby Energy Drinks. Sponsored. Check the link and the code in the description for a discount and support the channel. Thank you. Dan the Breaking News Man says, "Did you see my recent comment? The one about I'll be your YouTuber sidekick? I saw that one. Do you have an Instagram account?" I do have an Instagram account. I'll link it. Tumblr. No, I don't have a Tumblr. I don't have a Tumblr, but I'll link my Instagram account for you. Dang, this lighting just is horrendous. Maybe I should I turn on the room light? Maybe. Anyway, so once we decide on a goal for spiritual health, then we can get to the gaming. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think we should do? Thinking off the top of my head here. I mean, you guys are putting me in a tough spot. I want to say like, oh, here, like, let me come up with an idea. Let me come up with here's something we could do. But I don't want to take it away from you guys to tell me what kind of community goal you guys would be interested in. Dan the Breaking Newsman says, "We could Instagram you with our spiritual beliefs and ideas, and it could stay private. This could be a goal and interactive." Oh, that is an idea. That is an idea. Thank you so much, Dan. Thank you for coming in the chat and giving an idea. Let's play with it for a second. First of all, let me turn on the light that I'm in my room. Actually, give me a second. Woo! Oh my gosh! Look, we have lighting. Ah! Incredible. We have lighting. I gotta turn this up now. Whoa! Oh my gosh. We have good lighting again. Guys, this is incredible. Anyway. Okay. Back to the topic at hand. Dan the Breaking Newsman said we could Instagram you with our spiritual beliefs and ideas, and it could stay private. This could be a goal and very interactive. I do agree that this would be an whoops. Oh, hi. Spoiling future stuff I'm about to show you. Okay, talking about SMART goals, right? I would say that this is achievable, this is relevant, this is kind of time bound because it's within the month, right? And I guess it's measurable as well, and it's kind of specific. However, I might even say I'm not. My hesitation with that. I want to play with this a little bit. I'm not saying it's bad. I want to play with it. I want to see if we can play with this idea. My only thing is, like, yes, it's great to share spiritual beliefs and to just talk about it. I think it's amazing, but I want to make sure that this feels like something we're doing for ourselves. How will this benefit you? How will it benefit you guys, right? How will sharing your spiritual beliefs and ideas benefit you guys? How will this grow you as a person? how will this encourage growth or self-care in some regard, right? We want to make sure that we are encouraging either like care, like self-care or self-improvement. Self-care or self-improvement, one of those two things. And really, they're the same thing, but... So let's think about it. Sharing spiritual ideas. If you guys are open to talking about religion and such, I think this world needs a whole lot more of acceptance and diversity, which means being willing to hear another's idea. A lot of people say that being accepting of a lot of people say that you should be accepting of diversity, but what they practice is that they are only tolerant of those who agree with them. There's a lot of minorities, unfortunately, and majorities, it's everybody, right? But there's a lot of minorities who say you need to be accepting of diversity, but they themselves shun anybody who does not align with or agree with their stance or minority. And so they call for diversity, but only for themselves and for nobody else. And I'm not saying that that's one whole group of people. I'm talking about individuals. There's a lot of individuals who do that. And so I'm wondering, I think it should be normalized where we talk about what makes our beliefs different, where we talk about our differences in spirituality, religion, belief, even if it's straight up like, I don't believe in any sort of higher power or anything. I believe in facts that I can see in front of me. Totally fine. That's amazing. We want to make sure that we're not rage baiting or debating or anything, but sharing things, wholesome things that have benefited our lives, that make us happy, because as long as you're sharing things that make you happy, and it doesn't hurt anybody else, then that's a good practice to have, and that's something that is good to share, something that is a good thing to put out there into the world. The Most Insane Bean just came into the chat. Hello! I will not be able to stay for this live show, but I wanted to drop in and say hi. Sorry if I haven't been able to join the last few. I feel like I've seen you for everyone, so just thank you so much for being here. If you want, actually, if you're sticking around for just a couple of minutes, we're trying to finish deciding what our goal is going to be for the month of March, what our community goal is going to be. We voted, and it looks like we're going to be focusing on spiritual health. Dan the Breaking News Man had an ID. I hope you have an ID. No. Dan the Breaking News Man had an idea. He said we could something along the lines of talking about our spiritual beliefs and ideas, something that could be interactive, right? There's an idea of keeping it private in direct messages and chats with me, but I don't want this goal to I don't think it should teeter or rest or pivot on your relationship with me, right? I'm just a guy. I'm not like the judge of anything, and I shouldn't be. So if there's a way to make this interactive but more as a community, where your goal isn't so much focused on something you guys are doing for, to, or with me specifically, right? I want this to be a goal that you guys that would encourage either, again, self-care, self-improvement on your own, regardless of if I'm there or in the equation or not, right? Also, my fiance just joined the chat. Jocelyn, thank you so much for being here. I love you. Mwah. Jocelyn said, sorry I'm late. I fell asleep. That's okay. Dan the Breaking Newsman responded again. He said, if we are privately sending you Instagram messages, this will keep our comments private, and you could bring up talking points during your live stream to lead us through discussions. Okay, so talking, that's not a bad idea. So what I'm hearing is, and correct me if I'm wrong, what I think you're saying is it would be interesting to have conversations in direct messages, and then use them with permission, keeping the actual conversations private, but using the concepts talked about in the messages as talking points during the live streams that I have during the month of March. It's not a bad idea. not a bad idea. I think there's absolutely some merit to that. What do you guys think? I'm pretty sure Death Star and Jocelyn and Joshua are all still in the chat. The Most Insane Bean, if you're still here, please throw something in the chat. I believe the Snowy Planet should still be here, I think. If Celestial VR or Doughboy are still here, it'd be wonderful to hear from you guys. I see the numbers climbing in the Shorts chat right now, and that's fantastic. As soon as we finish coming up with this goal, we'll be able to move on to the gaming portion of tonight. And I definitely want to have time for that, but I want to make sure that this community goal setting is something that is good and helpful for you guys, for everybody. So, Jocelyn, my love, hopefully, perhaps you have some insights, perhaps you have some ideas. We're talking about how we can create a goal for spiritual health, and it sounds like, am I cutting out? It sounds like people are wanting and open to talking about personal beliefs, spiritual or religious, and we're kind of thinking about how we can make a goal around that. But we want to make it a little more specific and measurable than February's goal. So my mind goes to possibly, JCPenney. My mind goes to JCPenney. No way. Sorry, another ad. Joshua says, how about we check out a religion or church that we disagree with and see where we see the truth in that faith. That is a bold but freaking fantastic idea. Jocelyn said, just for me, my end. For my voice cutting out. Okay. Dan the Breaking News Man said, what made you interested in aspects of health topics? Well, I work in disability support. I've worked in early childhood education. I've worked in childhood care, respite work, a lot of things. And me personally, I mean, I don't know exactly what got me into this idea of self-care and self-improvement. Well, it was also my my late friend Bradley Richards, who was also a YouTuber, and he did a lot of free advice, right? I've done free advice ever since he passed away. I've done my own free advice live streams, and it eventually turned into these 12 aspects of health, self-care, self-improvement goals. This is just a system that I've created working with the type of people that I work with, and also just for myself, with my friends, loved ones, family, to just kind of self-evaluate and keep track of where you are. And if you have any sort of problem, issue that needs to be solved, or any sort of goal that you want to set or achieve or habit that you want to build, I am a firm, I can pretty confidently say that it falls into one or more of these categories that you see here on the screen. And it's been a great system for me, keeping myself sane and also just on track to being the best version of myself and showing up every day. Somebody said, or Justin said, perhaps just something we agree with that another religion believes. Not necessarily have to disagree. Focus on agreements and joy and positivity. I just bumped my microphone. I apologize. Not necessarily have to disagree. Focus on agreement and joy and positivity. I like this. I like this. So we're pivoting off of Dan the Breaking Newsman's idea of talking about spiritual beliefs, getting different points of view, talking about what different people believe. Joshua came in the chat and said, how about we focus on stepping outside of what we believe and like checking out what somebody else believes, actually being proactive, not waiting for somebody to come to us, but maybe asking somebody about theirs. And Jocelyn piggybacked off of that and said, maybe not so much seeking out somebody who we disagree with, but maybe just somebody who's different, but focusing on the similarities, finding what is similar between what we believe and what somebody else might believe. So a Christian and a Jew, or an atheist and a Muslim, or anything, right? I feel like Oh, this is great. Actually, I think we're really onto something here, because I was just saying earlier in the show that spiritual health is not specifically religious. Spiritual health is for everyone. And if we make a goal that encourages us to seek out to how other people practice their spiritual health, whether it be through religion or personal practices, this would be a great way to open our minds and explore what makes other people happy, and maybe learn new things that we can incorporate into our lives and our personal spiritual practices. I think this is amazing. Yes, let's keep going down this road. Okay, that's the concept we want to cover. Now let's come up with a goal for it. Something that's specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-oriented. Again, time-oriented is pretty much taken care of because of the fact that we have a month, right? The month of March. But if we can make it even more time-oriented, bonus points for that. Dan the Breaking Newsman just asked, how many short videos do you make weekly? Maybe if you make more videos during the week, it will get more viewers on your live streams. That is completely correct. That is completely true. If I made more videos during the week, it would get more people on my live streams. Unfortunately, my life is super, super busy. Fortunately, the things that I'm busy with involve preparing to get married in July, getting ready to move in with my soon-to-be wife, getting a car, work. I have a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. So there's a lot that's going on, and I mostly try to get shorts from clips of my live show. That's what I try to do occasionally. The hope is that eventually I'd be able to do this at least part-time. I'd be able to do this as like an actual job, because I really am building like a name for myself in my own personal business. So I mean, that is the goal. I have been able to do that in the past. Right now it's not as possible, just because I have energy, time, and money going into other things. But that is the goal. Yes, that is the goal. And for right now, I'm perfectly fine just being here for you guys. Just being something that every Friday you guys can come in and be like, hey, good vibes, good guy to talk to. I hope that's the vibe I give off. Okay, guys. We've got the focus. Now we just got to come up with a goal. What is some way that we could measure a goal of being more open and aware and proactive in seeking out understanding similarities between our beliefs and somebody else's? What's a goal? What's a goal that we could do? I think my first idea, thinking about the Discord server in particular, I think it would be interesting, because every month we make a new thread in the monthly goals forum in the Discord community. And then for March's thread, I think it would be interesting to maybe... I have two ideas, and maybe they can be conjoined. One idea is just like, hey guys, share something that you believe. Share something from your religion or your spiritual practice. And then the other thing could be like, okay, this month the challenge is to find somebody that believes differently than you. Talk to them and find where you guys agree. Find similarities that enrich the spiritual relationship between two different people that hold two different beliefs, and then share that in the Discord thread. That's kind of my idea. What do you guys think? How could we coalesce that and define that into a goal that we as a community can practice and measure and support each other on this month? I need ideas. I need ideas. I hope you guys are typing with those fingers super fast. No rush. I'm kidding about the super fast part. But I know we got Joshua, Jocelyn, and Death Star in the long form, and we got Dan the Breaking News Man, very active in the short form. So, dude, I'm super happy you're here, by the way. Like, it's awesome to have you here. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm gonna take another drink of water because I've been yapping and yapping and yapping. I've been talking. Can you hear all, like, the drinking sounds? Hold on, wait. Tell me, can you guys hear this? Can Can you guys hear me like swish and swallow? I'd just be interested in knowing if you guys can actually hear that. All right, Dan the Breaking Newsman coming in the chat like the epic legend he is. To understand someone else's beliefs, set a goal focused on learning rather than debating, aiming to foster connection, empathy, and mutual respect. Key strategies include active listening. I googled this. Oh, okay. I was literally like, dang, you're dropping some fire words. And then he went, I googled this. No shame. No shame. Okay, apparently you guys can hear my drinking sounds. Dang, that's, I don't know. Is that cool or is that is that cringe? It's okay. I'm cringe and I don't care. Okay. Understand someone's beliefs. Set a goal focused on learning. I love the set a goal focused on learning rather than debating. Learn some of somebody else's beliefs that you agree with. That you're like, oh, that's an awesome belief. You don't even have to agree with it. Just be like, oh my gosh, that belief is awesome. I think that's amazing. Like, I respect that a lot, or something like that, right? Aiming to foster connection, empathy, and mutual respect. Mutual respect. Mutual respect. That's the key. You are definition of cringe, Joshua said in the chat. By the way, for anybody who doesn't know, Joshua's my brother, and so he's allowed to say that. But he literally told me earlier today. He literally told me because I said something and was like, oh, that was so cringe. And he's like, bruh, fix yourself right now. Those are the words he said. He said, he either said fix yourself or correct yourself, because he's like, your entire personality, including your online persona that you've created for yourself, is about being okay, being cringe, and enjoying who you are without trying to keep up appearances for anybody else. And I was like, all right, thank you. I was like, I will take that. And I think you're right. And also, that's really flattering to know that you are aware of the kind of name that I'm building for myself online. I appreciate that. So shout out to my brother. Jocelyn says, I like the idea of maybe sharing something either you believe or something someone else believes. Dan the Breaking Newsman said, asking open-ended questions and identifying shared values to build rapport rather than trying to change their mind. Yes, let's identify shared values. Okay, I think I've got this. I'm going to start writing real quick. Justin said, that's siblings for you. I'm going to start writing real quick. I'm going to draft this up real quick. Okay, March goal is finding similar beliefs. Finding similar beliefs, right? Something like that, right? That's the title of the goal, right? But the actual goal would be like share. Okay, so the goal is to share on the Discord server or in DMs with me if you'd like, or even here on one of the Friday night live shows. Finding similar beliefs. Share a similarity you found between your beliefs and another's whose beliefs differ from yours. How does this okay, so yeah, okay, so the goal is to is that a good goal? I'm gonna enter it in just so that we can see it. Share a similarity you found between your beliefs and another's whose beliefs differ from yours. Is like, so that would mean the goal is to share. The goal is to like share, which means put it in the Discord server, or you know. I think this is relevant. I think it's within the month span, so it's time oriented. It's achievable, measurable. Do we want it to be a one-shot thing though? Because this could be something like find three or something like that, right? Instead of just one, find 3 different people with different beliefs and find, like, search for similarities that you guys have and identify shared values, right? I like the phrase identify shared values. By the way, long form chat, I love you guys so much. I'm typing in the short form chat. That's my bad. So identify shared values. Share a similarity you found between your beliefs and another's whose beliefs differ from yours. How does understanding these similarities increase your own... Oh, there's a word I'm looking for. How does understanding these similarities increase your own... There's a word I'm looking for and I can't think of it right now. How does understanding these similarities... Help me out, guys. The idea is like this could enrich... how do understanding these similarities enrich your own values and increase your respect of others' beliefs? Provide 1 to 3 and let them choose what amount. Good idea, good idea. I'd say let's set the goal. So what we did for January's goal, the goal was to go on a walk outside once a week, right? But people still got credit for doing the goal, even if they only did it once that month, because like the effort is what we want to see, right? So maybe we set, I'm seeing a lot of hearts in the chat, so it looks like people are probably agreeing with what I'm saying right here. Maybe we set the goal at 3, but, you know, obviously you're still participating in the goal even if you only do it once. So we set the goal high, so for 3, right? But, you know, people might come in just to, for those of you who don't know, in the Discord community, we have a point system, so people can earn points by participating in activities and events, including participating in the monthly goal. So people might just do it once, just to be a part of the monthly goal, right? But encouraging the conversation further will be like, hey, the goal is to do it 3 times, right? People still get points even if they only participate once. But the people who are actually engaged in wanting to build upon this concept and actually be a part of this growth that we're experiencing are encouraged to do it, you know, more than once, right? I think that is a good idea. Okay, so let's refine this. So the March goal is identify shared values. So March goal, identify shared values, spiritual health. Okay, awesome. That would be the name of the goal, and then the actual sentence describing the goal. Find 1 to 3 other people. Find 1 to 3 people are whose personal beliefs differ from yours. Initiate. Ooh, hold on. Okay, find 1 to 3 people whose personal beliefs differ from yours. And find some similar values that you share with them. What do you guys think? Find 1 to 3 people whose personal beliefs differ from yours and find similar values that you share with them. And discuss similar values that you share with them. I'll workshop it on the Discord server. I think this is good. I think this is great. If you guys, we're at 7 p.m. right now. If you guys think this is good, I think this is good. This is the part of the show where I ask everybody in the chat who's willing to do this with me to commit, right? Will you commit to find 1 to 3 people this month to get out of your own box and talk to others who have differing beliefs from you? Talk to them and find what you guys share. Find what values you agree on. Find what makes their beliefs so important to them. it will give you also an opportunity to share your beliefs and how they make your life better with the other person as well. Let's be open-minded, and let's discover more of the rich diversity in culture and belief that exists all around us with the people we interact with every day. If you are committed to this goal, if you're committed to putting yourself outside and sharing your beliefs and learning about other people's beliefs this month, type "I'm committed" in the chat right now to solidify this goal for the month of March for our community. Additionally, if you want to keep track of this goal, if you want to stay accountable, if you want to be kept accountable and encourage support among the rest of the community, you can join the Discord server, which, once again, the link is in the description, and we'll have a thread where people talk about their experiences and the similarities that they found, sharing their values with others and learning about what others believe and how that affects their life and how that makes them happy. Joshua's committed in the chat. Jocelyn's committed in the chat. I'll commit as well. I'm committed. Fire. Fire emoji. Everybody else who's ready to commit, go ahead and put in the chat. Thank you everybody so much for being here. We're not done. Don't worry, the show's not over. We've done the important stuff, and I'm very, very happy that we did. Thank you. Dan the Breaking Newsman, you are like MVP, VIP today in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I don't think you're in the Discord server, and if you are, I just don't, well, you might be. I just don't know if you're, I don't know what your username is. I swear, if you're in the Discord server and your username is legit Dan the Breaking Newsman, then this is just on me. This is on me. But if you're not in the Discord server, I would love to have you there, especially if you want to be a part of kind of the community chat throughout the month regarding this goal. So Jocelyn's committed, Joshua's committed, Dan the Breaking Newsman is committed, I'm committed. If anybody else wants to come in and say that they're committed, please do so now. Screenshotting to keep us accountable. Ooh, wait, hold on. Yep, screenshotting to keep us accountable. We're all committing. And I'm going to screenshot what's in the long form chat as well. All right, you guys are so awesome. Thank you so much. Okay. Now we've reached the portion of the stream for gaming. That's right. It's time to game. And we have a few different options. So I'm going to start a poll. It's going to be very simple. Play a game all together, or watch James play a game. Okay. Alright, just put another poll in the chat. What kind of gaming should we do tonight? Do you guys want to play a game all together? Or do you want to watch James play a game? If we watch James play a game, you guys will get to, well, I mean, you'll get to vote on whatever game we play regardless of the two options, right? If we play games together, we might play Jackbox, we might play Among Us, we might play Scribble.io or anything like that, right? If you guys decide to watch me play a game, then that might look like Five Nights at Freddy's or Doki Doki Literature Club or Bendy the Ink Machine. And I realize now as I'm talking that I'm just listing a bunch of a bunch of scary games, or at least like creepy games. Death Star said, "Sorry, I'm back. I was in a really heated Minesweeper game." No worries, Death Star. It's not showing up in long form. No, I'm about to post the poll in long form actually. Also, Death Star, if you want to put in the chat that you're committed to the goal, the final goal that we came up with, it was find 1 to 3 people whose personal beliefs differ from yours and find similar values that you share with them. And then, if you want to stay accountable to that, you would post about it in the Discord server. So if you're committed to this monthly goal with us, following, looking at spiritual health, but specifically finding with other people shared beliefs, shared values, which will increase your understanding, your empathy, and your mutual respect with them, then go ahead and put "I'm committed" in the in the chat. Okay. Dan the Breaking Newsman said, will your live streams on Friday be able to view if we aren't able to watch live on Friday? Yes, they are always there to view. Live streams, the live shows on Friday are always on my channel. You guys can go back and watch any of them, right? So even if you're not able to make it live, you can still watch them afterwards. Death Star says, I don't have religion, sorry. Hey, no worries. This is not meant specifically for people with religion. Spiritual health is for everyone. This is about your morals and your values, your personal beliefs. Like, for example, I imagine we all believe that people deserve love, right? We can agree with that, right? We believe racism is wrong, right? There's a lot of values that you hold that are morals, right? Spiritual health is about your morals and your values. It really, I was about to say it doesn't have anything to do with religion, and that's wrong. Religion has everything to do with morals and values. But what I mean to say is that this goal is not specifically about religions. It's about beliefs, values, morals, practices, right? So if you don't have a religion, try talking to somebody who does and see what you guys agree on. You might be surprised on how much you agree with somebody who has a religion. You can even you can talk to a Christian, or you can talk to somebody who believes in astrology if you wanted. You can talk to somebody who you can talk to a Jew or a Muslim. You could talk to somebody who I think Scientology is an official thing. You can talk to an atheist. I don't know if you identify as atheist or if you just like, nah, I just don't have a religion. You could even talk to somebody else who believes in reincarnation. Like, it doesn't have to be anything religious. Just finding people who believe differently than you do, but finding the similarities in like your personal values and morals. Because I think if the world did that, we would all love each other a little better. And we'd see that we're not as different as society tries to make us think we are. Okay. Death Star says, okay, then I'll try to commit as best as I can. Awesome. Thank you so much and if you don't, no worries. No worries. The invitation's open. It's a bit of a bold one. This one is a bold one. This will push people out of their comfort zone. I gotta sneeze. Hold on. Okay, I think I was able to mute my sneeze, but I don't know. Dan the Breaking Newsman says, I won't judge. I'll learn from everyone who participates. And that's how I'm going forward with this. And that is how we should all go forward with this. I think this is going to be really good. We're not debating. We're not comparing and contrasting necessarily. We're finding more ways to respect each other as fellow human beings. Really, that's what we're doing. Okay, so in the short form chat, people voted we're gonna play a game all together, and they voted watch James play a game, and the vote is tied, right? And then in the long form chat, Joshua voted watch James play a game, and Death Star voted vote all together. So the vote is exactly tied. Let's okay, so we're gonna keep it tied. We're gonna start a new poll. We're just gonna vote on the game. Real quick, tell me what games you guys want to put in. So I'm gonna do like Jackbox first, and then we're gonna do Among Us next. Dan the Breaking Newsman, thank you so much for being here. Great discussion. Thank you. He said I'm heading out. Great discussion. Thank you so much. Death Star said, how do we settle this? Well, I will say, playing a game together is harder the fewer people you have. And so if we have some people leaving, my vote would be like, oh, I'll play a game for you guys to watch. I like playing games with you guys, though. So we're putting Jackbox, Among Us. We're putting Five Nights at Freddy's in there, because why not? Because that's the current game we're playing through. And then, yes, bye, Dan. Thank you so much for being here. What other games do I have? I have a few. Fairly certain. Let's go ahead and switch to camera only because we don't need any more of this live stuff. Let's see. I have We haven't tried Undertale or Bending the Ink Machine yet. I've never played either of those. So if you guys want to see me react to Undertale or Bending the Ink Machine for the first time, now's a great chance to do that. Ah. Death Star said, to be fair, it has been a while since you did the start of Doki Doki Literature Club and you never continued. That is true. We can continue that if we decide to today. What's happening? Okay, here we go. All right, I'm gonna make an executive decision because we don't. It doesn't look like we have enough people to do an everybody game night. I'm thinking, babe, stop flirting with me in the chat. Oh my gosh. Death Star said, I still haven't been wanting to play Roblox with a famous person for a while though. Undertale is so good. Can't decide anymore. Somebody said Bendy. Goodness. Okay, hold on. My fiance's flirting with me in the chat. She's like, so handsome. And then Death Star is being like, oh, I want to play Roblox with somebody famous. Famous! Wow. That's... Am I famous? Am I famous? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I would call myself famous. But I'm honored. I'm flattered to hear you say that. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. And yeah, we can absolutely, I know that I keep saying like, oh yeah, we can absolutely do that. Yeah, eventually, sometime. And I just want you to know that you're not the only one. I just have, like, life is crazy right now. I'm getting married and switching jobs soon because we're moving and I gotta get a car. There's just so much, right? A lot of my close friends, I haven't been able to play anything with them recently either. So if it helps at all, I've played Roblox once this year so far. We're in March of 2026. I've played Roblox once, and that was just because a friend of mine reached out and I was available that night, which doesn't happen a whole lot. Death Star said, I think you're famous. Thank you so much. Mwah. You're amazing. My fiance said, such a beautiful James. Yes, to me you're famous. 2,000 people know your name, at least. I guess that's true, yeah. I guess that's true. I mean, if 2,000 people came to watch me, like, in person, I'd feel pretty famous. That's just me. Okay, so here's the game. So we're getting Five Nights at Freddy's as one of the options, right? Then Doki Doki Literature Club, which is, oh, excuse me. Those are the two that we've already started and we're still in the middle of. And then we've got Undertale, or, well, I gotta sneeze again, hold on. Wait a second. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. And Death Star said, be right back. Gotta watch the Amazing Digital Circus episode 8 trailer. Shut up. Oh my gosh. Let's live react right now. I'm gonna put the poll in the chat real quick. Wait, Death Star, don't go anywhere. Let's watch it together. Let's watch it together. Give me a second. Okay, Bendy and the Ink Machine was suggested. And then Undertale was also suggested. Okay. What game am I playing tonight? Okay, let's go. Alrighty. Let's do it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The trailer for Is it like on my For You page yet? Hold on. Okay, wait. Episode 8 trailer. Oh my gosh! March 20th! Oh my gosh! Okay, see you March 20th. Okay, wait, hold on. I'm gonna share my screen because we gotta. Let's react. Let's react, guys. Oh, this is Hoppers. This is Hoppers.
Be a friend. There's always room for one more. No matter who you are, you look out for others.
Okay, here we go. Hold on. I gotta change some of the orientation of the screen so you guys can see it fully. Okay, hold on. I gotta make sure that you guys actually get to see the full thing, including on the short form. Give me a second. Let me just adjust the format of everything for just a second. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Gonna go back to the beginning. Actually, we don't want the captions either. Hold on. I might clip this later, okay? Live reactions. Freaking Kane. And a little AI. Oh.
Surely they don't want to actually leave me, right? I can solve any problem. I can solve this one. That's what this is. A big puzzle that I need to solve. Let's get this show on the road!
Yo. Whoa. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, bro. Let him cook. Let him cook. Yo. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what to think. Yo. Oh my gosh. Yo. Oh, that's crazy. Oh my gosh. Oof. That was awesome. It's all about Kane. I mean, I feel like a lot of their trailers and promos have been as if like Kane himself was delivering them. I just realized the music on my desktop audio has gone up now, so I gotta quiet it down a little bit. Wow. Okay, I will say they did good at like hardly spoiling anything. Like I don't feel like anything was really spoiled, which is good. But they definitely got us hyped because like I'm just looking at the visuals. I'm looking at what's happening in that trailer and dang, I think we should all be excited and that it's coming out March 20th. Oh my gosh. I remember watching the pilot episode. What was that? 2 years ago now? Was it 3? No, I think it was just 2. Anyway, it's been a long time. This is freaking exciting. March 20th. Oh my gosh. Oh! Alright, well, I'm excited to watch it. As you can tell. Amazing Digital Circus, just absolutely blowing it out of the water as far as indie animation, just in general. Like, absolutely paving the way for everybody else. Glitch Productions doing an amazing job. Round of applause for Glitch Productions in the chat! Alright. Now back to what we were doing. We need votes. We need votes on what game we're gonna play. So let's put the poll in the long form chat because I forgot to do that. What game am I playing tonight? What was it? Five Nights at Freddy's, FNAF, Doki Doki Literature Club, Bendy, and the Ink Machine, and then Undertale. Okay, go ahead. Long form chat. Vote. FNAF, Doki Doki Literature Club, Bendy and the Ink Machine, or Undertale. Jocelyn says, "Oh, I only saw the show with you on Halloween. The Halloween that I confessed. It's true. I confessed that I had been thinking about her a lot and that I was like interested, and she panicked and friend zoned me." But if you want to learn the whole story about how Jocelyn and I got together, that's on. Was that last? No. Not last week's stream, the stream before that. It was the stream before that, because we got a psychology student, a friend of mine who's a psychology student, who interviewed us about our relationship. It was good. Wow, we got 3 votes in the long form chat. 1 vote for Bendy the Ink Machine and 2 for Doki Doki Literature Club. Plus the short form chat, that's 3 votes for Doki Doki Literature Club. I think it's blown out of the water. I think the result is clear. Doki Doki Literature Club, it is. Oh, wait, Death Star said, wait, swap my vote to Undertale. That's okay. Even if you swap it to Undertale, Doki Doki Literature Club still wins with 2 votes. And Bendy and Undertale only have 1 vote. That's okay. Doki Doki Literature Club still wins. Okay? Ooh, sorry, I was stretching my back. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do Doki Doki Literature Club. I love you. Sorry for the friend zone. Hey, you guys want to see our wedding photos real quick? Maybe? Oh, nope. That's the only preview you get. Haha. Hope you didn't blink. Dang, I wanted to see your reaction. Undertale is awesome. We still will. I definitely will be playing Undertale, even if we don't do it tonight. But Doki Doki Literature Club, freaking ad, sorry. We still will play Undertale, just maybe not tonight, because Doki Doki Literature Club got more votes. So that's what we're gonna do. Oh boy, I remember it being just an absolute trip. I was like, what is this? It was wild. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get ready to play. Doki Doki Literature Club. Did I? Oh my gosh, I think I uninstalled it. No. Did I? Hold on. Opening Steam again. Home Doki Doki Literature Club. Did I completely get rid of it? Why would I do that? What? Why would I do that? Did I actually? Guys, I think I got... Would I have to start over? That's crazy. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I would have done that. Alright, well, now it has to install, so... Dang, I'm so sorry. Yeah, hopefully it saved my progress. I don't remember getting rid of that. It was probably because, like, it only happened once and nobody seemed interested, but, I mean, maybe. Maybe that's what my brain was saying? It doesn't make sense, though. Anyway,